Wills.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I also seek leave to make a short statement in connection with the report.
There being no objection, leave is granted. I call the member for Wills.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This is report 145 from the Treaties Committee, and I concur with the remarks made by the Chair of the Committee and thank the Chair, other members of the Committee and the Committee Secretariat for the work that they've done in preparing this report. I did want to make some remarks about Chapter 4 of the report, which is the agreement between the Government of Australia and the Government of the United States of America for the sharing of visa and immigration information. This agreement is required for the automation of the existing immigration information sharing process. This automation is expected to enable increased speed, efficiency and volumes of exchanges. The present arrangements with the United States have enabled up to 20,000 fingerprints per year to be sent for checking. In the event there is a fingerprint match, agreed biographic information, immigration history and travel information is exchanged with the country that had the match. Such matches have uncovered in the past identity and immigration fraud. Deputy Speaker, this is important. Frankly, the extent of immigration fraud is not widely appreciated, and indeed there were very serious reports in August of this year that visa fraud is widespread but is not being investigated because the Immigration Department's investigation and enforcement capacity has collapsed. It's been reported that as many as 9 in 10 skilled migrant visas may be fraudulent, that there was a Somali people smuggling cell in Melbourne linked to a terrorist suspect, but the investigation into that ceased due to lack of resources, and that meaningful investigation and prosecution activity of migration fraud in the Melbourne office has effectively ceased. A 2010 investigation concluded that around 90% or more than 40,000 visa applications in the general skilled migration program lodged per year for the previous 3 years were suspect, 90% or more. And a 2009 investigation concluded that the student visa program was failing, the general skilled migration program was failing, and that the falsification of qualifications was prolific. Deputy Speaker, a key problem is that since 2004 the migration program has skyrocketed, but the resources of the department haven't increased to keep pace with that. The permanent program has gone up from 100,000 at that time to 240,000 now, and we have over 1 million people in Australia on temporary visas who have work rights. And it's simply beyond the department to check the validity of the claims that people are making about their qualifications and work experience. It's apparently even beyond the capacity of the department to close down passport swapping scams. So this is not Operation Sovereign Borders, this is Operation Open Borders. I think we need a parliamentary inquiry to look at this, and we should learn from these reports that it's better to put real effort into educating and training young Australians and making sure that we have labour market testing for employers so that young Australian graduates and young Australians who are unemployed are offered the jobs before we look overseas. In fact, I've asked the Minister for Immigration to investigate the reports in The Age of the 8th of August this year that a corrupt Immigration Department official helped run a $3 million criminal migration racket involving more than 1,000 fraudulent visa applications. And I've asked whether it's correct that the government's issued new licences in the past 6 months to migration agents previously identified by the Immigration Department as having bribed employers to obtain fake work references for visa applicants, and asked whether the government will review these licences with a view to withdrawing them. So, Deputy Speaker, these are serious issues. In October 2009, a departmental report made the startling finding that the Department of Immigration and Citizenship may have been responsible for granting a record number of student visas to people who may not be considered genuine students, as well as granting permanent residence to skilled migration applicants who did not have the skills being claimed. And I hope that these very serious matters will be given the attention they deserve, and I thank the House for the opportunity to make these brief remarks.
I thank the member for Wills. Clark.
Government Business, Order of the Day number 2. Export Finance and Insurance Corporation Amendment, Direct Lending and Other Measures Bill 2014, resumption of debate on the second reading.
The question is that this bill be now read